Welcome back to the rest of the story. Unfortunately for you guys, this was my only video I did today that didn't get either corrupted or shorted out from my camera dying. And Ryan's drone's dropping in to say hi. He's getting pretty good with that thing. Um, yeah, so this is the only video I have of hauling manure. I actually intended on having a shot from inside the cab, but my camera, that JVC quad proof, it's on its last leg, and I really don't have any kind of mount to use my cell phone. So before we get into spring here, when the camera's reliability is really important when we start doing more fieldwork shots and more maintenance shots. I'm gonna have to get a camera that's a little bit more dependable. The camera that I'm using right now, it's not that it won't shoot video. It it took a pretty hard fall when we were working on the 7600 lift cylinders. It fell and I saw it fall. It hit like 6 different spots as it was bouncing off the bench. But what it's doing now is that it won't shut off when I shut it off. It'll sit and stay on for, I think it's up to like 5 minutes before it'll time out without any activity or action from me. So that's kind of what happened here today. I shot this shot and I went to go pull it down and was going to mount it in the skid steer so you guys could see the grapple bucket being used from my perspective. And there was nothing there. It was completely charged when I left the house this morning, and it just gave up the ghost. But the camera aside, you guys are seeing the Verney grapple bucket doing exactly what, well, one of the two reasons why I bought it was to pull out and be able to pick out bed pack, because corn fodder and hay too, it's really hard to dig into with a regular utility bucket. And we did this job in a matter of 3 hours, and with the regular bucket and even the manure tines that we have, it would be a day job to do what we did today. Now, we did get a little slowed down from the 4020. We don't have the 76 on it because the 76 is on, well, I can't tell you what the 76 is on because that's kind of a secret right now. But we were using the 4020. We didn't have the chains on it. In our defense, we thought it was cold enough out because it's just under freezing that the ground would carry the 4020. But if he pulls out of the gateway to the left, and I think you guys have seen the layout of our farms enough, you know what I'm talking about. It's an uphill drive to get out of this pole shed if you go to the left, and the ground ended up giving, and it was soft enough underneath that Ryan spun out. Luckily enough, I was able to push him out with the Bobcat, but that was a one-time deal because I ended up digging up the ground where I was at just to get him enough traction. Well, I actually did. I filled the spreader up a little too heavy for your initial run, because your first time out when this time of year, it's kind of a trial run to make sure that you can get everything done. That's exactly what this bucket is really excelling at. For anybody that's noticed, the slats on the bucket are full of manure. I can't get them empty. That really isn't hindering the bucket at all. Granted, it is kind of annoying. It adds a little bit more weight to it because, well, I'll be honest with you, this bucket is too big for the skid steer that is attached to. The next skid steer that we look at, or that I'll be looking at if I end up buying one, it'll be larger frame, as much horsepower as I can get out of it, and a high hydraulic pump rate. This one, granted, when we got this is my dad's skid steer. When my dad got this, he did not buy it with the intention of using the hydraulics on it. The problem is that when you get so comfortable running these things, Between running the feet and the hands and the thumb controls, um, you can see I'm able just to kind of pick things out and just move it around. Um, the thing is, you're so comfortable, like you're doing multiple modes at the same time between running your steering and then wanting to lower and raise the bucket, lower the boom, raise the bucket, and raise up the tines, the cylinder on the bucket. Um, the skid steer wasn't made for that much intense work as far as the hydraulics are concerned. Um, Still, it handles it quite well, especially as you as being the operator, knowing what the machine is capable of doing. Um, this bucket is awfully heavy. Just in itself, the bucket is really heavy. You can feel it on the front end of the skid steer. The skid steer is very front heavy, even without any manure in it. Um, you can see that as I'm going here, I'm taking that into account when I'm trying to move all this stuff around. Definitely, the Verning bucket was definitely a good purchase. I was not planning for it when I did it. It was, how dare I say it was an impulse buy. I probably should go on Vernig's site again and see what they all have. I've wanted a grapple bucket for, well, basically ever since I started running skid steer myself. Um, I use it for basically everything, even things it really wasn't meant for. The first job that we used this grapple bucket for was unloading a flatbed trailer full of small square bales. And I'd definitely say that wasn't on the list of things I had in mind for it when we got it. Um, with the tines on it though, I was able to dig out underneath all the frozen snow and ice and everything else. But you can see it's a good example of the buckets kind of filled up with manure. But that really didn't hinder it too much. What I really liked about it is I could just drive into the bed pack and I could bite off chunks out of the bed pack without having to sit and spin and beat yourself to death, even as the operator. Um, I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of manure to haul as of late, but we start getting more cattle around. It's going to start becoming more of a thing. Our spreader, with the spreader we had it since the dairy operation. We bought it off the farm sale. Um, I really myself don't want to put a whole lot of manure through that spreader for the simple fact of the thing's shook. It's worn out, and I don't know. It's something else to add to the never-ending list of things we need to add to the operation. But who knows? Depends on what the year brings. I can't tell you what any machinery that we'll end up purchasing by the end of the year. It all depends on how the prices end up. Grain prices are up a little bit, but basis also went up with it. So, this took a total of, well, in real time, under 10 minutes to get a load on the spreader. Ryan did say I had it filled a little too full a few times, but oh well. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Yep. And yeah, take care. Take it easy. Keep in touch. I wish I could have gotten the rest of my videos up, or the videos I was trying to take for you out, but I guess I just got to take that into consideration the next time I try to use it. So, until next time, take it easy.